I've taken the liberty of skipping a few questions because we also wanted the opportunity for the audience to potentially raise some questions towards the panelists. So if there are any questions, if you can raise your hands, identify yourself, Janet will circulate the mic and you can ask the questions. All right, as you promised.
Thank you. Jeppe Frank from Martin Venture Group. Varghese, maybe this is a question also to you, but I think one of the things we can do in the sector as it is right now is to use some of the opportunities we have learned from past experience. I mean, we do a risk assessment, we do a risk management when we do the bigger EPC projects. And we have actually taken the step further to go in when you do the procurement with the ships owners. We use the same tools. So that means that we go in, we do a proper risk assessment, a risk performance to show our customer how it's working and what are the risks in taking different options.
True. So right now, for EPCs to make decisions about who they want to work in the long term, there is a constant pressure for the market to also reinvent. Now we spoke about this in Houston recently when we had the Breakbulk there, that for carriers there were even discussions that they should use vetting and financial stress analysis as a selling tool rather than expecting the EPCs to go through it. There were discussions about what extra value you can bring to the table. So from the EPC perspective, I think we do value our relationships because some of the relationships which we have are built over many years of trials and errors and many years of associations with partners who've stuck with us during the good times and the bad times. Having said that, we are certainly open in terms of having conversations with new carriers, with the new players, alongside with the traditional carriers. When there is a specific value, it could be a value in terms of knowing a particular product well, or a particular geography better than your competition, or a particular aspect of doing business, or evaluating and understanding and simplifying the risk perception. So we are open to conversations there.
My name is Wolfgang Karau, Worldwide Project Consortium. Good morning. We have heard now that we have an overcapacity of ships on the market. It's an undisputed fact. From the EPC side, I would like to know when can we see an increase in cargo volumes?
Good question.
Like everybody suggested here, if we all had a crystal ball, we would not be on this panel at this point of time. We had conversations in Houston recently and before that in Antwerp. The overall sentiment in the market was certainly dull, but it was not all doom and gloom which we were talking about. Other than the fact that we've gone through a very prolonged recession or prolonged downturn this time, the fortunate part is we've not seen too many projects getting cancelled at this point of time. Many of our projects are getting deferred towards the right. So when we talk about projects which are already included in our backlog because we know we have it, we always hear that the FID is pending, but then we should have a notice to proceed within the next 4 months or 6 months. So that, I would say, is good news, and which would give us comfort and also the market a little comfort that for the next couple of years you may actually see cargo in the market. What makes us lose sleep during these days is not what's going to happen for the next 2 years. What we are worried about is what's going to happen from 2019 or 2020 onwards, because for something to happen or to come into fruition in 2019 or 20, you need to have the mega projects announced now, you need to have these go into FEED, you need to have these go into EPC and somebody do the final investment decision. So to answer your question in a roundabout way, I think 2017-18 may not still be good for the rates overall in the market because of the overcapacity which we still have, but it would certainly not be a doom and gloom scenario for the market as a whole.
Morning, everyone. My name is JC from COSCO Heavy Lift and Module Transport, and I'm asking question for Fluor EPC company.
I'm supposed to be the moderator.
And,
yeah, go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, but it's a very tough. I think it's not tough question for you.
Yes,
because
sir.
today everybody is suffering the downturn market, and so my question for you is, when you choose a carrier and you consider his financial status or the cheapest rate? How you think about compare both financial status? Here's financial good. This is this guy with the very best rate. So how you make a choice for that?
Yeah, so you may have missed the earlier conversations about the vessel vetting and all. That's something which we take, which we always have taken seriously, and we take a little bit more seriously nowadays. So just because somebody throws a rate which is significantly cheaper than what the market offers, it would not sway us towards that particular option, be it a freight forwarder or a carrier. In fact, I was having a conversation yesterday with one of my colleagues who's currently in the process of starting the evaluation of a freight tender for one of our projects. And we both agree that we are not concerned at this point of time that the rates would be sky high. We are more concerned that somebody would drop the rate so low that it would not be sustainable. So to answer your question, we would look at value, we would look at the credentials, we would look at the financial status and the capabilities of the carrier or the freight forwarders with whom we are involved with.